Today, 3 would-be sellers who haven't yet hooked a buyer.
I'm not a housey sort of person.
They snoop round each other's houses.
It's just clutter.
They're faced with the bold.
Properly orange, though, isn't it?
And the badly kept.
I need a bit of sprucing up.
I wouldn't like to tackle it.
To inject a bit of buyer appeal, they get £1,000 and a week.
You've got to tackle the blandness, because it's all just a bit beige.
I think I know what I'm doing.
Bent his fork as well. It's not going well today.
In the hope they'll win an offer.
Yeah, that's a shock, actually. I didn't think it would be that cheap.
I'm in the Somerset seaside resort of Weston-super-Mare, helping 3 sellers try to shift their properties in a tricky market where prices have barely changed over the last year. That's not great for them, but it is good news for my buyer, conservation worker Helen, who's looking to buy for the first time.
So, Helen, this is your first home that you're going to buy, because you've been renting up until now, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of a big step. It's kind of a big commitment in terms of location and moving away from the family as well, because they're still in the northeast.
So if I could conjure up the perfect house for you that would suit your lifestyle and your interests and things, what would it have?
I think probably one of the key things is to have kind of large windows, so you've got that kind of relationship between the outside and the inside in terms of space. And also a bit of storage for kayaks and bikes and things like that. And hopefully some socialising space as well, so either big kitchen or kind of big living space where people can come in.
Space for a kayak. I've never had that one before. OK, I'm going to start that. We've got space for a kayak in these houses.
Challenge.
Yeah, perfect.
Helen's looking for good outside space and 3 bedrooms and can spend up to £250,000. I've found 3 possible properties, but all need work before she takes a look. My first seller, Jean, has recently retired from teaching hairdressing and lives with son Max.
I'm not a housey sort of person. I've just worked. I enjoyed my work. I was very busy with my work. And this was just somewhere to come home and relax. So I'm developing a style now.
And she's not filling her days now by pottering in the garden either.
The garden's huge, and we're not gardeners, so...
No. You like to hold on to stuff?
I do. I wouldn't call myself a hoarder. I would call myself, I'm going to do that and sort that cupboard out sometime.
Sometime is now. The 4 bedrooms and generous outside space are ticking buyer Helen's boxes. But this house is cluttered inside and out, with a rubbish tip of a garden and overflowing bedrooms. The asking price is £200,000. My next sellers are advertising director Sheryl and her husband, fleet car sales manager Rob. Sheryl loves their 3-bed house, but with 2 growing girls, it's becoming a tight squeeze.
If I could move in next door into a 4-bedroom house, I'll be more than happy, so we love the area.
Yep, space is definitely an issue here, particularly in the very small and very bright kids' bedrooms. And that's not Sheryl's only problem.
I could do much more around the house, but I tend to do things that I like doing rather than things that need doing.
I don't think there's any of your DIY in this house.
The decking.
Oh, the decking, yeah, fair enough.
The decking, and I blast pressure wash the patio as well. So I do a bit.
Not a lot.
Not as much as I could do.
Well, it might be time to change that, Rob. This bland small semi lacks curb appeal outside, but has very bright bedrooms inside. It's on the market for £197,500. My final sellers are Nina and Fred, who've had each other in a spin since meeting through their shared love of DJing 12 years ago.
This was the party room. The lounge was in there, and this was the party room where everyone used to come back to.
Yeah. The whole room was red, like brick red. We are kind of muting things down and sort of growing up a little bit.
They certainly are. The living room's now bathed in boring beige, but the bathroom's still a blast from the past.
I do enjoy the bright colours, and I think especially in winter, when you've got the lights and the candles, the orange really does give you that warmth.
There's warm and there's too hot to handle, Nina. So far, this home has failed to attract a single viewing. Perhaps it's because this tired townhouse has a lurid bathroom, but elsewhere is bland and characterless. They need to harmonise and modernise. This 3-bed is on the market at £200,000.
The sellers are now able to have a nosy around their rivals' properties and hopefully pick up a few tips that they could use in their own homes that would give them an advantage in this competition.
And Nina and Fred's house is the first to come under scrutiny.
This wonderful old Victorian property has so much potential and bags of character, but it does lack any usable outside space. And its rather dated decor and strange layout does make it feel a little bit old-fashioned and a wee bit tired.
First to have a snoop are Jean and Max, starting in the bland lounge.
Not a huge house and a small sitting room.
It's not really a very good use of space.
It's just, looks like a room where they just crash.
Yeah.
Could do with updating.
It's my colour as well. You notice? Cream and brown.
It is your colour.
Yeah.
I thought pink and yellow were your colours, Sheryl. The ad hoc storage solutions upstairs have Jean thinking about her clutter.
Because of the way I live, where do you put things? You know, you do need somewhere to store things.
Yes, they're called cupboards, Jean.
Oh, I like this. It's really bright, and I wouldn't have it, but I like it.
Properly orange, though, isn't it?
It's Mediterranean.
It is orange.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Really orange.
I'd have a big whirlpool bath there.
I'd have something other than orange.
I'm with you there.
I suppose orange makes it cosy for a bathroom, but it wouldn't be my taste.
Horrible colour bath.
But what about the £200,000 asking price?
For 200k, I don't think you're getting a lot.
I think you're getting a lot of house for your money.
You're getting a lot of house, but you're
not
getting
many.
a lot of work
But
with
the
it.
rooms are all... It's astounding how small the rooms are.
It's an awful lot of floor space.
House for your money,
House
yeah.
for your money.
First snoop finished. Next up, it's Rob and Sheryl's place.
Sheryl and Rob have obviously worked very hard on their property and take a great deal of pride in it, but there are a couple of key areas that I feel let it down. Outside, I think, lacks identity, and the bedrooms do tend to feel quite claustrophobic. However, the other sellers should take note of the immaculate presentation downstairs.
Funny looking place.
The door to the side I may have expected on the front, but still good. Shall we go and have a look? Yeah.
Looks the same colour as our front room.
Very nice and neutral, isn't it?
I like this house, probably more than our house. It's not got the bookshelves, it's not got stuff that just clutters up.
True.
I like that.
Max has got the message on clutter, and Mum Jean is not far behind.
Actually, this gives me some ideas. We could move some stuff out. I mean, this is a kitchen and a table and nothing else.
Yeah. No clutter, no work, it's all ready to go.
That's a great green colour. I do like that. You know, it's definitely been thought about.
Whereas perhaps ours hasn't.
Isn't this pretty? This is really nice. Nice patio area. Our garden's mainly grass. And we don't have hens.
Hens or not, it's a fair bit tidier than your garden. Upstairs, Nina's checking out how the bathroom scrubs up.
Yeah, I think the difference here is that the style definitely flows with the rest of the house, whereas our bathroom is just in your face, isn't it?
Yes.
Jean and Max have found the girls' bedrooms.
Definitely a single bedroom. Lots of storage, nicely laid out. Wow, small child's bedroom.
Small.
Yeah, lots of storage underneath though. Good
Yeah.
use of that.
2 very small children's bedrooms.
Yeah.
Then, this house does have the smallest price tag at £197,500.
I don't think that's a bad price because it's in such good nick.
I think it's got pros and cons to our house, so you could... you can see why it's up at that price, yeah.
That's Rob and Sheryl's place checked over. There's one final property for the rivals to inspect. This time it's Jean and Max's.
This house has everything you could want in a family home, but it does feel tatty and neglected. The garden is a fantastic size, but it feels very barren, and the bedrooms are cluttered and, quite frankly, a bit old-fashioned. I think if Jean and Max could nail the overall presentation, it will sell, and the rivals should take note of the homely feel and its strong curb appeal.
Tips here for Rob and Sheryl on first impressions.
Yeah, it's a nice little house, a nice area, and the garden's tidy.
Yeah, I like it. It's nice.
Nice big lounge.
I like it.
And a nice family room as well.
Upstairs, former DJs Fred and Nina find where this house has gone a bit Pete Tong.
Oh, now then, you know those 2 rooms that we've got in our house,
Yeah,
where the rest of the house looks okay, and then you walk into a room and it's just clutter? Well, this is like both of our rooms condensed into one. That's crazy. Crazy wallpaper.
What is it?
It's a junk room. It's a wardrobe, isn't it? A walk-in wardrobe.
Oh, I understand that orange is very bright, and I think that technically light blue would be the way to go. But personally, I wouldn't go as far as beach huts and this kind of starfish theme.
The theme in the garden is more overgrown wasteland.
You look at all the sunlight that gets over there, you could have a lovely sun area over there, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, like one of those great big oversized parasols, decking.
Yeah.
Lovely. Borders down there.
Hammock.
Yeah.
Need a bit of sprucing up.
I think there's definitely
with the
some
plants
work
and
that
everything.
does need to be done to it. I wouldn't like to tackle it.
What about the price tag? 4 bedrooms and a large garden, all for £200,000.
See, I think that's really good for a 4-bedroom, because considering we've been looking for a 4-bedroom, everything that I've seen that I like in a nice area is like £240. I'm surprised it hasn't sold.
I am too.
I think I totally missed the fact that this was a 4-bedroom house. I think because there was just too much busyness going on, it's just realised that, yeah, it's a 4-bedroom house.
So all 3 buyers have learnt lessons from the Snoops. I'm in the Somerset seaside town of Weston-super-Mare, helping 3 would-be sellers get their homes ready for a viewing from my first-time buyer, conservation worker Helen.
It's a very big step to buy a first house, and I want to get it right.
After snooping round each other's houses, they've worked out where their own properties fall down.
Got to declutter the whole house, bin everything, if not, just put it in storage for a while.
There are some areas that we do need to improve, and I think we've sort of come partial way with tidying up the garden, but there's still the glaring error of the bathroom, I must admit.
I think whilst we can see it quite clearly, we're not time-rich, are we? We're definitely not. We're too busy.
Don't have the time.
Time to make time, Rob, and I want to start by tackling first impressions.
Because you've got your front door at the side of the house, for anyone that's coming to this estate and having a look at houses, and yours is on the list, they're going to drive past there and they're not even going to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
One of the things that I would always suggest when you're thinking of enhancing your curb appeal is take a walk around your neighbourhood. Instantly, I'm looking over there. It's a fake, but doesn't matter. I don't know they're fake. I can't see that they're fake from here. Hanging baskets, painting your front door a different colour. Blue is a very good colour to paint a front door because it evokes a feeling of trust. You'll see blue a lot in the high street. Just show that you've thought about it, that you've given it some care and attention. There's going to be a lot of painting going on this week.
Next, to create a more grown-up space upstairs.
Right, so here we are in what appears to be the smallest bedroom in the world.
Yes.
When viewers come to look at your house, and you've had a few, haven't you? This has been one of the sticking points, hasn't it? What have they said about this room?
It's the size of the room, because it's not big enough to have a single bed, so we've had to custom make the bed here.
Yeah. So we have to work with this bed because there's no other way of doing it. I mean, initially, I was thinking you could custom make one across here with a ladder going up, which would make the room appear bigger. But again, to custom make a bed going across like this, she's only 5. I wouldn't want my 5-year-old up on a bed this high. So, got to think practically, but we've also got to think of a way in which to make this room feel a bit bigger. We need to have a bit of a clear out.
Okay.
All of this sort of stuff, like the desk, the laundry, but all of this has to go somewhere. It makes a small room feel even smaller. Yeah. Get it all out, so then you can see what you're working with.
there's more to play with next door, so they really need to sell every inch of space here.
You're competing against houses that have more space and more bedrooms.
Yeah.
So for your bedrooms, you've got to make them stand out. Keep it as a girl's bedroom, obviously, but make it feel a bit more grown up.
Okay.
These could have a whole new lease of life if you gave them, you strip them back, you prime them, and you paint them with a chalky matte colour.
Okay.
And it gives it that lovely sort of shabby chic vintage feel. You've got to give them that, oh gosh, this is lovely. And I think sometimes people tend to focus on the downstairs living space and not worry too much about upstairs. But when you're buying a house, you're looking at the whole lot. This is a fantastic and happy family home, but for me there are two key areas that are letting it down. One is its curb appeal. It's quite a forgettable house from the outside, and the other area are the girls' bedrooms. Now, we can't do anything about their actual size, but we could make them look far more presentable. The good news is that the whole family seem on board, and I'm really looking forward to coming back and seeing what they've done.
She's highlighted a load of things that I would not have considered before, to be honest. I mean, I haven't looked at the girls' bedrooms before from a potential buyer's point of view. So, yes, I think we should follow her advice.
Yeah, definitely.
Let her.
Outside is getting a revamp, but not all of my suggestions are coming home.
No, Amanda recommended this blue that we had underneath before, but I'm not a fan. I've been looking at red for a while.
Not quite my definition of to the letter. Upstairs, Rob is getting the girls to help declutter the tiny bedrooms.
Anything that you want to keep goes in there. The rest of it's going into the rubbish dump, OK? Right, so be a bit ruthless.
But someone has her own ideas about that.
Keep. Can I keep him? Yay.
Life is hard. Grin and bear it.
Even though he's got a broken leg, but Mummy can still sew it.
Next to Jean and Max's, the Snoops open their eyes to the clutter at their place. So now for some help getting rid of it.
Right. This honestly makes me feel a bit... Because I like order and structure, but this absolutely freaks me out, this room.
Well, this is like one of those shops where they have everything on thousands of rails. I can't go in.
No, I can't either. Can't do them. What do you do then as a mum? Do you just shut the door on this?
Absolutely, it's not my problem.
But you can't close the door on it when you've got viewings here. Do you imagine an estate agent coming in and trying to show someone this house?
Well, they are. They're showing this house as is.
I'm suggesting that this is turned back into a bedroom. For some stupid reason, buyers need to see a bed in a bedroom. If there is no bed in a bedroom, they think it's too small and they think that you can't put a bed in it.
I think what you've picked up on are the main points we know anyway. It's the amount of volume of work that we're going to have to do in a week is going to be tight.
It's got to be done, though, and there's an even bigger job to face in the garden.
Do you ever come out here? Do you ever use it?
No, never come out here, really.
Right. There's nowhere that you could come and sit out. There's nowhere that children could play. It just really lets the house down.
It just seems so massive a job to tackle.
There are relatively easy and inexpensive ways of tackling this because you've got 7 days and £1,000. I'm suggesting decking. I'm not having a garden fete in your garden. I just want to show you how to zone it off. So it will go from here all the way out to here. So this part will all be decking. And then you can put a little bistro table and chairs out here. And so with this area, and this is the area that actually isn't going to take that much work, the best thing to do, or the easiest, quickest, most inexpensive way of changing this is to get some gravel or shingle or slate chippings, put it all down there, make a little border, maybe think about a little seat there, a little bench, a couple of flower pots. Done. How you feeling, Max? You know you've got to do a lot of this stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
Is that
I'm tired already.
You haven't even done anything yet. I find this rather strange. When you're trying to sell your house, the first thing you're supposed to do is make it look really presentable. And Max and Jean keep saying, well, there's just so much to do, we don't know where to start. They have to start somewhere. They really need to make this house look presentable if they've got any chance of selling it. Most of the work this week will fall on Max's shoulders, and I'm trying to work out whether those monosyllabic answers and the long silences that I've been met with is him just mulling it all over and working out where to start, or trying to work out how to get out of it.
I feel overwhelmed about the whole thing. It just seems to me there's loads to do, and I'm a bit panicky about whether we're going to get it all done. But I'll give it a really good shot.
She's right about the scale of the task, but Max goes into action man mode in the garden.
Plan is to get all the weeds up, pick up all of the dead brambles, and then dig it all up, try and level it as much as possible. Get ready to put the board around it, and then go get some wood chip pins to fill it with.
He's certainly getting stuck in.
Break 4.
The overgrowth is cleared, and Max follows my advice of adding zones to the garden by making a raised bed. And on to fork number 2.
Bent his fork as well. It's not going well today.
Steady on, Max, you don't know your own strength. After the snoops, Fred and Nina know now that their bland decor is letting them down, but I'm not sure they know how to make it better.
What I think you need to do is showcase a few of the rooms.
Right.
And for me, this is one of them that's just crying out. Do you know what's underneath this carpet? Is it floorboards?
Yeah.
I think it is, yes.
And are they in decent nick?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Yeah. Might be worth having a little look, because I think it is all very beige in here, isn't it? Have you done that because you think beige sells?
We just went with what you are taught as a person.
Yeah.
If to sell a house, you need to go down to beige.
Do you ever use the fireplace?
Not at all. No, the house is warm enough without it.
If you took this out and you went all the way across this wall here with a paper like that, check I've got it the right way up. What do you think? Do you like it or hate it? Be truthful.
I wouldn't. It's not something I would choose.
It was something his mum would choose. I don't like it.
You don't like it? Okay. I think something like that would work really well because it is that botanical Victorian feel. But I fully get it.
Sure.
It's your house as well. But play about. Don't be frightened. You've got to tackle the blandness because it's all just a bit beige.
And from one extreme to another.
I know you love this room. How would you change it if you had to?
Don't go beige.
Don't go beige.
So...
There are so many more colours in the world apart from beige and orange.
something in between.
Something in between, yeah, absolutely. My thinking behind it is that you paint it a much more easy on the eye colour. In an ideal world, I'd like to see that corner bath ripped out, because particularly with that little seat there, it reminds me of a birthing pool. And unless you're about to have a baby in the next week or so, it would be lovely to see a big clawfoot bath in there. And you can get those wonderful old, repo ones that are £200, £300. But let me show you a few ideas and see what you think about it. I have to get rid of the towels first, so I'm going to put those in the birthing pool. Okay, so let me show you the product that I've got. Now this, I think, is an absolutely genius product. You can get these online, and they're basically acrylic tiles that come on a polystyrene back. So these are the sort of things that the department stores and DIY stores will use in their displays. And it just literally sticks on to the tiles. What are you thinking so far?
It's very nice and easy, and it looks a lot different.
And then a very soft, I guess you'd call that what? Kind of pistachio. Can you see the difference though?
Yeah, immediately. You've just given us so many ideas today. I just want to... Can we have 14 days instead?
Apart from her bright orange bathroom, the rest of the house is just quite bland and quite beige. I feel that they really need to showcase some of these rooms and show them off to their full potential, because this could be a wonderful home for someone.
Certainly got a few ideas what to do, and we're ready to crack on, I think, now. So...
I mean, you always think, oh, well, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that. To have a professional come in and just state and say, look, this is obvious, why did you not see that?
She's right.
Course I'm right. Fred, get cracking in the bathroom.
Hey!
Don't be too pleased with yourself.
Why have you taken half the wall off? Do you know how to fill?
Someone else I know does.
What?
In the coastal resort of Weston-super-Mare, my 3 rival sellers have just 7 days and £1,000 to make their homes viewing ready for my buyer, Helen.
If I found the perfect property, then I would love to think that it would be a house for life.
At Jean and Max's, it's all about clearing that clutter.
We might not have enough boxes. We'll see how we go. We bought a few just to get started, and we have to go and buy some more.
Don't even wear ties, I just like them. Don't even know why I have them, really.
Loft's best place for them, then. Outside, in the garden cleared by Max, Jean's getting a quote for some decking.
The level here is about 350 at the threshold.
Any idea, rough estimate of how much it might cost?
For a decking area this size, you're probably looking about maybe £1,100.
But that would take her over budget.
What about if you did it to the 6 foot instead of the 12 foot?
If you need to reduce it to come inside budget, you could probably save yourself £250 in that area.
I think I'm going to have to see whether I can actually afford the larger area or whether to go for the smaller area or whether to do it at all. I'll just have to go and see.
Nina and Fred have lost the loud orange look in their bathroom and are repainting with a more peaceful pastel green.
Put the undercoat on, I've got rid of the orange, and now that I've got some experience painting, so we're going to try my hand at using the roller, which is the first time that I've done that.
Fingers crossed Fred's first time will be memorable for the right reasons. Nina's with friend Flora, looking for wallpaper to jazz up that boring beige lounge.
If I show you what Amanda showed me yesterday, which I don't like,
yeah, so we know what
not to get.
Yeah.
That.
Oh my God, no! Oh no!
And
no! I know they like that sort of thing.
That.
But, oh,
I
that's
just
horrendous.
like. She said to me, "Can you be honest?" Me and Fred looked at each other, and just went, "No."
All right, I get it. What do you like?
I think this is the one. I think I've made my decision.
Yeah.
I don't think Amanda's going to be too mad at me for getting the browns and the beiges in there. I know that, she wanted to get some personality, but look at those big blue flowers. I mean, that is a massive injection of colour. That's going to be a great feature wall.
Yeah.
OK, ladies, I'll give you that one. At Rob and Sheryl's, the exterior is brightened. Now Cheryl's tackling the garish interior decor in the girls' bedrooms.
As you can see, we're still in the process of decluttering this room. And then we're going to paint it, and we're going to paint it a very, very, very light colour with a hint of pink.
As long as it's just a hint. DIY dodger Rob is turning his hand to upcycling the old-fashioned bedroom furniture to complete Cheryl's handiwork.
This is Amanda's idea, so we're going to follow her advice. I think I know what I'm doing. How hard can it be? Well, Cheryl's a little more slapdash than me. I'll take my time. For me, it's about quality rather than quantity.
Well, let's hope the quality lives up to your word, Rob. Over with mum and son team Jean and Max, Max is stripping away his childhood in the box bedroom.
This is my wallpaper probably 18 years ago, 19 years ago maybe. I was the coolest kid on the street when it was up.
Once this wallpaper comes off, I'm planning to clean the walls of all the bits and start emulsioning.
That box room should brush up nicely, and Jean's reached a decision on the decking for the garden, opting for a smaller area at a cost of £840. Foreman Stu makes sure it all goes to plan.
We've got the frame already built up here, so we're going to anchor that to the wall, get the posts in, get the thing level, and then it's ready then to start putting boards down on top of.
Over at Nina and Fred's, they've removed the dated gas fire and found something to add interest to the boring lounge.
This is my lovely period Victorian fire grate. I could not be more excited or pleased about it.
Next step is papering the walls. With big, bold designs such as this one, it's a good idea to match the pattern before cutting to minimise wastage. But the DIY virgins are taking on tiling the bathroom themselves.
The tiles look a lot easier than if I was actually doing real tiles, so...
Well, I've never done tiles real stick-on or anything, so I just hope they're as easy as it says that it's on the packet.
This easy fix tiling is made from lightweight synthetic materials. Buying enough tiles to cover up the old ones costs just £166, and even a DIY novice like Fred can do this job himself. There's no need to splash out on a specialist tiler.
I am very impressed.
Thank you. Just call me DIY Fred.
If you say so. But no such praise for Rob, who's still upcycling the bedroom wardrobe.
Bit of a DIY disaster. I left this outside to dry and it rained, so I'm having to start again. So I've taken all the paint off it, back reprime it, and they were up against it.
Sheryl's staying tight-lipped.
Thankfully, the paint came off pretty easily. But yeah, it has lost us a few vital hours. No, we'll get there. I hope.
Cheryl's hoping a paler shade in the bedrooms will help them look more grown up.
This was the colour that Amanda suggested.
It looks so much better than the yellow.
You pleased with it because you didn't want to lose the yellow?
No, but it looks better.
At Jean and Max's, the big jobs are nearly done, with the decking down and the box room painted.
It looks fab. Makes such a difference.
And they're adding some final touches outside and in. With the budget spent up, Jean's having to box clever in the box room.
I don't really want to buy new furniture, so the plan is, just for the presentation, we're going to mock up a single bed.
The garden that was a disused wasteland now shows its potential, with a raised bed and places to unwind. But they did go over budget, spending £1,080 here.
I mean, I think looking at it now, it's transformed. It's made such a massive difference.
I don't like it.
Why?
I don't know, I think a professional could have done a better job.
I think you've done a brilliant job. I think it looks great, and I think compared to what it was 7 days ago, it's a great spot. Don't do yourself down. You've done a really good job.
Upstairs, the junk-filled box room with its cartoonish decor has been cleared and dressed and now presents buyers with a simple fourth bedroom.
The whole thing's just transformed, isn't it? It gives any buyer coming in an impression of what they can do. And you've been very canny with the old bed that isn't actually a bed, is it?
No.
I, looking at that, wouldn't have known that it was just a load of boxes with a duvet and a throw put over it. So what do you think of it, Max? Like it?
It looks smart, it's tidy. There's nowhere to put anything there.
Nah, don't worry about that, though. You're selling a house. I think you've done a brilliant job. I really do. In the time that you've had, I think you've transformed the space. So well done, the pair of you.
Thank you.
Over at Nina and Fred's, the feature wall is coming together, although it's looking more like a feature chimney breast.
We underbought the wallpaper for this project, so Amanda recommended that we have all 3 panels of the wall. I think we might be restricted just to the chimney breast at this time.
Time to distract from that mistake with coordinating touches.
I think I've just said the word proud and proud and proud again and again, because he's just exceeded everything that I ever thought.
Oh, thank you.
That's true.
This bland lounge has now got a welcome splash of colour for £275, but it's a shame they didn't go even further.
I would have liked to have seen some new curtains. I would have liked to have seen that whole wall being done. Perhaps maybe painting the whole room, stripping back the floorboards, because that's for me, you've got such an asset with this house. Are you pleased with the transformation?
Overwhelmed. Yeah, very much so.
I think the fireplace is just beautiful. It's created a focal point.
Definitely.
And it is beautiful.
Upstairs, the shocking orange bathroom has been turned into a calm, clean space for a total cost of £826.
It's brilliant. You know what? I'm so impressed. Because this last week was so orange and so dated. It looks great. Decided against the clawfoot. Was that money, time?
Yes.
All of the above?
Absolutely, yeah, both boxes there.
For me, walking in here is like, wow, brighter, cleaner, fresher. You've got to be chuffed, though, with what you've done.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm proud of Fred, I think. I am really chuffed with the end
Well
result.
done, Fred. That's it now. Stand down.
I think we didn't have the confidence 7 days ago.
Yeah.
And when you just get that boot, you think, oh, all right then.
Yeah.
It's not actually that bad.
But you've done a cracking job, so well done, the pair of you.
Thank you.
Over at Sheryl and Rob's, Sheryl has a novel approach for drying the wardrobe.
So far, so good. Bar a bit of an unlucky weather event.
And £30 worth of locally produced bunting gives a pretty finish.
Oh, I'm really pleased with the outcome.
I am.
Really pleased.
Yeah, I
it's
think-
kind of forced us to do a lot very quickly in a short space of time that we wouldn't normally have had the motivation to do.
All the time.
Yeah.
The exterior of this house was unmemorable and lacklustre. For a little over £100, it's been given a smart and more enticing look.
It looks different already. Big check, you know, few hanging baskets, blue door. What's going on with it?
Colourblind.
It looks lovely, though.
blue,
No,
isn't
yeah,
it?
no, that's red. But I think it's just, it looks inviting now, doesn't it? It's just a
Definitely.
little subtle difference.
You came home the other day and were like, oh my God.
It's not a lot involved, but it looks so much better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What was an underwhelming, rather small bedroom has been beautifully dressed, and paler walls maximise the space that's here.
I cannot tell you how much I love this room. Oh, I cannot tell you how pretty it is. And when you're selling a family house, it's really hard with children's bedrooms to keep them looking neat, tidy, clutter-free. And it's also very hard for other people to see past other children's junk and stuff. I say junk, possessions.
Yeah.
And to come into a room like this that's clean, that's streamlined, that looks just cosy and lovely, and it seems bigger in a strange way.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it does.
The miniature toy-stuffed third bedroom now presents potential buyers with a more grown-up space.
You were battling a very tiny room here. Something that I think was probably stopping the sale of this house was because most people would come in here and say, well, I can't put a bed in here, there's too much stuff.
Yeah.
They obviously haven't got enough storage. Whereas now, by clearing the decks and coordinating it all and making it look as pretty as it does, I am genuinely really, really impressed with what you've done.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm in the Somerset seaside town of Weston-super-Mare, where my 3 rival sellers are ready to show off their homes. Fred and Nina have tranquilised their tangerine bathroom and livened up their lacklustre lounge.
We've made a lot more effort. We've got very, very big rooms. It may not have a garden, but I think this is the best house out of the whole 3.
Rob and Sheryl have given their exterior character, and the kids' bedrooms feel more spacious.
I didn't think it would look as nice as it does, and I didn't think we'd achieve as much as we have done in time given.
And Jean and Max have cleared and dressed the junk room as a bedroom and turned the messy garden into a place to relax.
I'm confident that the 2 areas that we've focused on here and done a lot of work on will make a big difference.
Time to see if buyer Helen agrees, as her first viewing is at Jean and Max's.
Semi-detached, it's got a detached garage, it's got off-road parking, it's got a big garden. Initial first impressions?
It doesn't strike me as having particular character at the moment, but I really like the fact that it's a nice, quiet street.
Let's get inside and see what you think from the inside.
This house does have all the space she's looking for.
So come into the living room. Big space.
Absolutely, yeah. I really like the fact that there's so much light coming in through the windows. I think probably need to do something with the.
Don't want a power plate in your living room?
No, don't want to do. No, definitely not.
But you're fit and healthy. Maybe you could put a kayak in there somewhere.
Yeah,
on an angle.
That's it. It's a bit of a personal touch.
Upstairs, Helen could have not 3 but 4 bedrooms, as the decluttered junk room now clearly shows.
What do you think, size-wise, decor-wise?
I really like the neutral colours, actually. Nice. Yeah, and the nice view of the back garden as well. That's perfect.
Because you've got 3 good-sized bedrooms, you could either have it as an office, you could have it as a guest bedroom.
Yeah, or a little bit of internal storage for,
It's the kayak's room.
Exactly.
It's the room for the kayak.
That's the kayak sorted. Now onto the no longer neglected garden. So come out onto your decking area. Garden-wise, is this the size we were thinking about?
Yeah, size is absolutely perfect, actually.
Good communal space, this.
Yeah, absolutely. You can imagine having barbecues in the summer and, yeah, just really enjoying the space, really.
What do you think this one is on the market for?
I would guess somewhere in the region of maybe 200,000.
Bang on!
Right.
It's a good job this isn't one of those, if you guess the price, you win the house. Because you could have had it. But yes, exactly that, £200,000. So the first house is a hit. On to Fred and Nina's formerly half-bling, half-bland townhouse. So Helen, this is a very different option. Initial impressions?
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Very positive.
Excellent. Was this more what you were thinking about?
Absolutely, yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
All right, let's get inside and see what you think. I really hope they've done enough in that boring beige lounge to spark Helen's interest. Inside, is it matching the expectations?
Yeah, absolutely. It's got beautiful big windows, lots of light coming in, nice space. Yeah, perfect kind of size, really.
Downstairs, there's a kitchen and 2 further reception rooms, whilst upstairs is the bathroom that, thankfully, is no longer orange. So probably one of the most enormous bathrooms I've ever come across.
Yes.
Impressions?
Very big, very light and airy.
Yep.
Just loads of space. So you wouldn't really have to do that much. It would just be a case of maybe tidying up a few walls.
Yeah. There are 3 bedrooms and an outside space that could easily be turned into a roof terrace. So this is what's currently being used as the master bedroom. Again, lovely high ceilings, big windows. Is this the type of property that you had in mind when you started the search?
Yeah, I feel much more at home in this property and in this location than I did in the last.
Okay, so price-wise, bearing in mind how big this is, but also bearing in mind it needs some work doing to it, what do you think this is on the market for?
I would say it's probably on the market for about 240,000.
Okay, it's 200,000.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that would give you the 40 grand or 50 grand to go crazy. Think what you could do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a shock, actually. I didn't think it would be that cheap.
Some real interest from Helen here. How well will Rob and Sheryl spruced up semi-compete now they've added curb appeal? What do you think?
It looks very presentable, looks very new.
Yeah, let's get inside.
Okay.
So this is your living room. Then you've got a kitchen through there and then a really cute little garden. Initial impressions on the inside. Yeah, I see your face isn't doing it. It's not the same as the Victorian by the seafront, is it?
No, it's not quite. It doesn't have the wow factor in the same way. The beige decoration is very nice, but it's probably not my cup of tea.
I want you to have a look upstairs. Don't completely discount it until you've seen the whole thing.
No.
But yeah, let's go and look upstairs and see what you think. Rob and Sheryl's paler paint job presents a small child's bedroom as a more grown-up space. So this is their daughter's bedroom.
It's really pretty. I like the colour, actually.
Oh, do you?
And the fact that it looks out onto the kind of garden at the back there as well.
What about if I get them to throw in the chickens as well?
Maybe, I don't know.
Fresh eggs?
Yeah.
I'm selling the dream, but it's not working.
No, not quite, not quite.
Okay. The even tinier bedroom next door is now impeccably showcased, but I fear it won't be enough to win Helen over.
See, it strikes me as very much more of a kind of a family home or kind of, you know, a couple who's just buying a house for the first time.
Price-wise, what do you think?
I would say somewhere in the region of about 210,000, possibly.
Under. It's 197.5.
Okay.
So it's the cheapest.
Right.
It's the smallest, but it's also the cheapest of the 3.
Yeah.
But I know when I'm beaten. Helen has now seen all 3 rival sellers' houses. Time to find out if she's interested in any of them. Let's start with the family home. Almost straight away, that was a no-no, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the house itself was just too small and probably didn't suit my needs as much as the other 2.
We looked at another modern property, the 1980s semi with the garage and the big garden.
It definitely matched my specification pretty much perfectly. Parking, it had a biggish garden that I could cultivate perhaps.
I feel a but coming on.
But
there it is.
I think it didn't have the wow factor.
Yeah.
I do want something a little bit more unusual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got unusual with the 3-storey Victorian house by the sea.
Yeah. I did really like the quirkiness to it. So the kind of tall ceilings, the kind of big open windows, the kind of lots of light, the fact that there was parking and there was the potential for the kind of rooftop terrace. That's very appealing.
So the next step, what are you going to do?
I think I'll probably do a little bit more research into the kind of structural changes I'd need to make to the property, and then possibly revisit.
Brilliant. Well, good luck with it, wherever you end up. Wherever you put that first foot on the property ladder, I'm sure it'll be the right place for you. So good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
So Fred and Nina's former party pad could be in for further consideration and possibly an offer from Helen.
Woo! Excellent. I think when you live in a house, sometimes you're blinded because you see it every day, and it took another pair of eyes, experienced eyes like Amanda, to show us what we needed to do.
Absolutely. The other rivals' homes might not have ticked Helen's boxes, but they're feeling very positive about the improvements they've made.
The fact that the buyer hasn't chosen property is inconsequential, really. I think we've achieved more than we set out to do.
Yeah. I don't feel disappointed at all, because that would have been nice, the cherry on the cake, but, you know, the whole process has been just such a massive thing. It's one small part.